The app is called
Paired.
right?
Yes, like a couple.
Right. Paired like a couple.
So I saw it on Instagram.
Shout out to Instagram.
Yeah. And then I was like,
algorithm.
oh, what is this about? And so I downloaded it and I told you to download it. And it's really, really cool. Oh, I like it. So there's different categories and different sets of questions. And so every day there's a new question, like a question of the day. And then there's like a theme for the week. This week's highlights, for example, like one of the series of questions is cheating boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So you answer the questions. Is this the one where it's both perspectives? I think it is. So you answer the question from your perspective, right? Like what you think.
Which I'll be honest with you, this one was a little bit more complicated because I didn't understand what it was asking of me.
So this one you didn't complete.
Right. Well, because I got confused, so I put it down.
And you know what? I take it back. That is a bad example. That's not one from another perspective. That's just your perspective. That's it. There's games. I said that wrong. So there's games. And so this one is, for example, how open are you? So it asks you like 5 or 6 questions that you answer from your own perspective, and then you have to answer them again, assuming from your partner's perspective, how you think they're going to answer.
Right.
Then you do the same, and then there's the results, like who actually guessed their partner's answers correctly.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
Right. So before we get into that, because I don't want to lose the people on what this app does. The intention of this app is to get you and your significant other to have conversations
about all topics,
about all the things. So what they do is that they throw out these engaging things. This particular one was a game.
Right. And they have different things.
And the game asks you 5 random ass questions.
Right.
And then you answer how you want to answer it. And you try to answer how your significant other answers it.
Right.
And then they do the same thing. And then there's a winner and a loser.
Correct.
So that's the incentive behind maybe if you have some sort of competitive spirit.
Right.
Then now you get to see who knows the other one better. Mm-hmm. Right. But then they also have it where they ask a little bit more complicated things where you have to freely type about something.
So those are the games. And then they have something called question pack. And then a question pack is a bit more serious. Mm-hmm. And this question pack was cheating boundaries. So it's a series of questions about cheating and what you think, what constitutes physical cheating, what constitutes emotional cheating. And that's you answer it for yourself and then you answer it for yourself, your partner does. And then based on your answers, you can have discussions about it.
Right.
Like what you think physical cheating might be different than what I think it is. And then that's supposed to spark
up conversations. Right. So this is really perfect for people out there that find themselves in positions where you want to have conversations with your significant other.
Right.
But you might not know where to start. And so this kind of gets you in a place where to start, or even if you might know how to start something, but you're just trying to get the other person engaged because they aren't too receptive with communication. So it's all about communicating.
And then I have like weekly check-in questions. So it says, or even monthly.
Yeah.
And then you're supposed to answer honestly, obviously, because then it defeats the whole purpose. But it'll ask you like, how do you feel about the amount of sex you had last month? Mm-hmm. And you're supposed to be honest about that. Or how do you feel about how you resolved conflict last month or whatever? And so it's valid questions.
Right.
And if you answer them honestly, obviously that should spark conversation and you can go from there.
And then you kind of get a gauge on how happy does someone feel in a relationship.
Right.
And the way they illustrate it is there's like a heart and there's 4 quarters to the heart. Mm-hmm. And each question has a quarter. Mm-hmm. So then after you answer and then your significant other answers, then you can see where they are and what areas that they weren't happy in, what areas that they were happy in, and then you can have a discussion. So that's where I say that I see the value in this app, because it definitely opens the floor for things that should be talked about. Right. But it might not be the easiest to get that going. And now you're doing it in a way kind of almost like what we were talking about in the episode. We were talking about how to talk about sex. Mm-hmm. If you're not comfortable with just
this had the perfect one. There's one about that too, like sexual fantasies, desires, and all of these things, where it's like a set of questions just like that. Do you have a fantasy that you think about? If you were to role play, what would you do?
Yeah.
And it's like, I like it.
yes, of course, women will love it. Men probably going to be annoyed by it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, hello.
It is what it is. You just got to do it to make them happy. And
no, it's for the better of the relationship. Oh my God. Here we go.
But like in the previous episode, one of the points that we were making is that if you have a harder time engaging a conversation about sex, then
initiating,
interpersonal conversation, then the best way to go about it would be to do text messaging.
Right.
So this could kind of be the way where you could text message, but it's kind of doing the work for you and then putting it in a game form to where, again, if you're into some sort of competition and now there's that. But where I find funny, and this is what I was trying to do today, but then I got hit with these complicated answers that I had to, write down.
That was more serious. That wasn't a game.
I didn't really care for that. If you're gonna give me, you gotta give me with the games.
But the games aren't the deep questions. Yeah. The games are more fun.
I know, but I logged into the game to have fun, and a part of the fun that I was gonna have was intentionally answer all of my questions wrong, like not
from your perspective,
from my perspective, like not for me. That way I could keep on winning, knowing you better than you know me. Because if I answer them just for the purpose, no, see, that's the problem. If you put winning and losing in there, people are gonna bend the system.
Men, not people.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was just like I was somewhere and they had a push-up challenge, like who could do and the push-up challenge wasn't who can do the most amount of push-ups at once. Mm-hmm. It was who can progress from day 1 to day 30, who can make the most progression in the amount of push-ups that they could do. So, I'm going to say I could do 1 push-up on day 1. I'm not going to go bust out 70 push-ups on day 1. So then day 30, you see what I'm saying? So if it's about winning and losing, then, it is what it is. So, so I had it.
I don't want to play the game if you're going to do that.
Well, this is how you get them off of the shit. You make it so annoying that they don't want to do it anymore. And then it's their idea. Hey, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I get it.
That's terrible. This is terrible advice. Awful.
Yeah, crook by the book. No, but it's an interesting app. I thought it was good. But it is funny because even though, and I did answer honest on the last round of questions, I didn't get to answer up on any of the other questions because of I got hit with the seriousness today. But one of the things was, would you do a TikTok dance? Now she acts like she doesn't know who I am, and I will 100% get on camera and do a funny dance or whatever. It doesn't have to be serious, but do something with you. You don't do it, so you assume that I wouldn't do it.
You don't even know what TikTok is. That was my thing.
I know what TikTok is. I know what TikTok is.
Your dad knows more about TikTok than you do.
Yeah, and I have a video of him doing dances.
I bet, yeah. I believe that.
All day long. Yeah. All day long. But it does get
some
the conversation
of that,
going.
The results were funny. Yeah.
Yes. The more serious one, that one, ugh.
But those are good. Those are important.
So you know why my knee-jerk reaction was to get annoyed when I first saw it. Not actually annoyed, but it's like ugh, kind of thing, but not in a real way, is because we do this so much.
Yeah.
We don't need an app to talk about this.
Right.
So even when I see it, like I almost don't want to answer serious.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I saw the one answer that you gave.
Yeah, because you already know what time it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then
even when I saw your response, I was like,
yeah, clearly he's being an asshole about it. Yeah. Yeah. But yes and no. But only because we talk about everything.
Right. Well, okay. Then you don't have to do the cheating boundaries one, but there's another serious one that I do want you to answer. Oh, and I guess that's another point. Like if you expect your partner to answer honestly, some things could upset you.
Oh yeah.
Or offend you.
Oh yeah.
So you have to be prepared for that.
All day.
Like there's a quiz on hopefulness. And so let me show you one of the questions to give you an example is you're hopeful about the future of our relationship, from strongly agree to strongly disagree. So this is like, you know what I'm saying?
If you answer honestly.
You want to tread lightly, probably.
No, don't tread lightly. Open the floor. Open the floor. Have those uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
Because then if you say, I'm not the most hopeful for it. I think there's
then
room
we talk
for,
about that.
then you talk about it. And then you tell them how much their feet stink and you don't like, and, yada, yada, yada. And, and hopefully they make changes. They don't. It's never their fault. No, but have those uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
I think they're important.
Or I guess be ready for it. Not tread lightly. Yeesh. Be ready for it.
Yeah, I wonder how many couples are gonna be in court and be like, so what? Where was the downfall of your relationship? Oh, this paired app.
Yeah.
$80 app.
Right. Exactly.
Cost me my relationship.
Yeah.
All that good stuff. Yeah. But what can you do? Download it, people.
Well, I want to keep talking about it at different times when we do it more.
Oh, on the podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. I was really hoping that when you saw how much it was per year, you would have been like, yeah.
Well, yeah, initially I was like, that's crazy. We both said it. And then yesterday I was like, I think I'm going to pay the $80.
I know. And then when you did it, I was like, I'm in this for another 365 days. Like, damn it. No. It's not terrible. Whatever keeps you happy, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Isn't that what they say?
Mm-hmm.
Happy wife, happy pseudo wife, or happy life.
Pseudo.
You didn't
I'd rather you just call me something else.
What? Fiancés is too much.
Too much of what?
It's just too much. It sounds so, matter of fact. You know what I'm saying?
What does pseudo wife sound like? That sounds crazy.
No, it has a good ring to it.
No, it doesn't.
I think so.
It sounds terrible.
I think so.
I don't want to be anybody's pseudo anything.
It has like a little, like it's punchliney, so it kind of throws people off guard, and it goes, oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I have one of those.
Or just call me your girlfriend then.
Yeah, but that sounds real juvenile.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds real childish.
And so
pseudo wife sounds,
no, it doesn't.
Like you're almost there. You know what I'm saying? Like we're faking it till we make it. That's what it sounds like.